Well, what do you expect me to say? It was gonna happen. It was in the burner. People were gonna say it was happening. People were yelling at the government to happen, and boom, it's just happened. For those people who don't know, we've now gone into lockdown. Only the key workers are allowed to go out the house. We're allowed to go out for 1 hour to do exercising. That's walking, running, and cycling. I think that's more like 30 minutes one way and then 30 minutes the other way. And, well, that's about it. And we can go out shopping for medication and bare essentials. Bare essentials, shops have tightened their way. I've seen it. I went into the pharmacy to go and get some flu powder to help me with my flu. And yes, I am convinced it's flu. I don't think it's the virus. And, you know, in front of my eyes, these two women were buying, oh my God, these two women were buying iron bottles, the kind of iron bottles that I take, because I'm anemic. And after the first person got served, the second person had both of her bottles taken away from her. Why? Because there was such a shortage. Oh my God. I thought she was going to take my flu powder away, to be honest. Like, I'd come in with to get cotton buds, to get disinfectant, and to get the flu powder, which I'm still taking. As you can hear, I'm feeling a lot better. My temperature kind of goes up and down a little bit, but it's not like dangerous fever temperature, and I can talk for a little while without coughing, so I don't think it's a serious cough. I think what's happening is it's a chesty cough. I'm trying to cough up phlegm that's stuck in my throat, which I have every single goddamn year, every single month at this exact same time. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to take isolation as a chance. I'm going to communicate with my doctor tomorrow, and I'm going to communicate with work tomorrow, see what they suggest. But if by Wednesday it's certainly not going to get any better soon, I'm going to go into self-isolation myself. Maybe persuade Stephen to go into isolation as well. It's up to... Oh, it's so hard to make that decision now because it's flu season, so... Oh, that's the worrying thing. Worrying thing. So, as you know, this video's come out quite late. I was going to read you another Poppy story, but then we had the lockdown. I basically waited and waited until I'd heard what was going on with the lockdown before I thought, right, let's do a video or not. I am still going to tell a bedtime story, as you can tell by the title. But this bedtime story, I think, will give people ideas on what to eat. For the past couple of, as a lot of people have heard, I've been having soup to try and increase my nerves. But due to the fact that we haven't had much ingredients in the house, we've had to kind of limit. And I've been playing with the idea of a recipe that I learnt from back when I was watching How To. Now, How To was a TV series going on from the 1980s, then went on to the 1990s and into the 2000s. And among this show was the story that happened in France, which I'm going to tell you. I don't know if it's true or not, whether they've just heard about it. I can verify the soup works. Admittedly, we have to have 2 bowls of soup to get a proper appetite done, but it works like a treat. So the story goes that there was 2 gentlemen that came into this cafe. These people were writers. I think one was a journalist and the other one was a normal writer. They were chatting about the type of work that they wanted to do. And among this chat was what they were going to have to eat. Now, the poor waitress was going back and forth trying to serve them. She served one gentleman spaghetti, but the other gentleman objected, saying that it was too heavy, the food was too heavy. There was no way that they were going to be able to concentrate, bring some fish. And the waitress, of course, came back, went back to the kitchen, came out, offered the fish. Just as the other gentleman was tucking in, the first gentleman went, "No, I can't have fish. This is way too heavy for me. Bring some, bring some potatoes. And the potatoes were brought shortly after the fish went. And once again, the objection came, by which point the waitress was confused, didn't know what to do. I think she was on the verge of just having enough. And at that very moment, she came up with an idea. So she went up into the kitchen, they continued their little chat, and she came back with a bowl of soup. But this soup was special. This soup only had the soup cube. It was a vegetable soup. So it had the vegetable stock cube, a couple of herbs sprinkled on the top, salt and pepper, and any ingredient that you would think you would want in the soup, It was basically water, cube, herbs. That was it. And, you know, anything else that you would quite like. In the 2 soups that I've made just an OXO cube, which we had in the house, bowl of water, and herbs, salt and pepper, and that was it. Don't know if Max's PXVR liked it. I certainly liked it. I had a couple of bowls, and we kept eating it for a while, and it helped keep me calm and keep me cool and help my immune system in a way. And then the next time I tried it, I thought I'll add a little bit more. So we had a bit of pasta left over, so we put some pasta in, and I put some peas in, water, I think it was like a chicken stock cube, salt, pepper, herbs. That was it. And Max's PSVR had some. I think he liked it, I don't know. And I certainly liked it. So today I'm going to try it again, see if we can spice it up a little bit. We've generally been breaking the rules in the house. So Max's PSVR made me some bolognese, but we didn't have any spaghetti. So we just used whatever pasta was lying around the house. And this has basically been our diet for quite a while. So occasionally we go out and try and get some other stuff as well. It's been that rat race throughout all of it. But the one reason I wanted to retell the story of the soup, because the soup went down really well in the cafe apparently. The waitress's argument was that because it was so light and because it was so free-willing, the 2 people could do their writing and they'll be absolutely fine. Now, I'm not suggesting everyone suddenly goes on the soup diet, because obviously you need other stuff as well. But I think that soup is one of the easiest things to make. It's also something that you can put in the pot. You can get a bowl and then put it on the hub, heat it up next morning. You've got morning breakfast as well to put onto it. And it's something that's, you know, so easy to make, and you can make it up. You can make up any soup you want. I don't know what the lockdown's going to do for the both of us at this precise moment, because it's kind of 50-50. I'm supposed to be returning to work, because I do retail. I was supposed to return to work on Wednesday. Depending on the cold, I mean, I sound better than when you heard me on Saturday. But depending on the cold, whether it gets worse or whether it gets better will depend on whether I go into self-isolation. And self-isolation is always on the back of my mind. I've already sent an email to my manager. I'm going to give them a phone call tomorrow and give my doctor a call tomorrow to see what they say. At this moment, it's kind of 50-50. I don't want to go into self-isolation because financially we can't afford it, despite what the government is saying. But we're going to see what we can do in order to create the balance a little bit and see how it goes, really, because, you know, the future's kind of hard at this very moment. By the way, if anyone can think of any suggestions on stories that they'd like me to tell, that'll be brilliant. I'll be happy to tell those kind of stories and sort of expand it a little bit. I've got to go because I've got to check on the lockdown, see what kind of key workers they're talking about that can leave. But I hope to see you guys again soon. Hopefully I'll sound a lot better. But until then, I'll see you real soon. Ciao for now.